Hello and welcome to the last update of the year. We've got updates for OneDrive, Outlook, Planner, Stream, SharePoint, Teams and a couple from around 365. Just like last month, I've got a Where's Clippy competition. This month's abomination came from me asking designers to come up with a frozen looking Microsoft Clippy. It looks something like the ghost of Clippy's past, but if you spot him, go to the notes part of the video and then you can go and fill in a form, put a couple of details in there, tell me where you spotted him, and assuming that you've got Amazon and you can have Amazon vouchers in your country, I will send you a voucher if you are picked from random at the end of next month. So I think it's time to get started. Oh, just very quickly, remember to go and have a look at the blog. This is going to be quite quick this month, but there's still lots more over on the blog, so there's over 50 updates. Go and have a read afterwards. So we're going to start off with OneDrive. So this is the ability to easily create a SharePoint or OneDrive shortcut to your file, so you can select a file and then push that shortcut to your OneDrive or a collaborative area that you're working in. Push back a little bit, but should be here by mid-January. Create with templates. So when you create a new file in OneDrive, it's going to ask you, do you want to just create a blank file, or do you want to use some templates which Microsoft are going to supply? One to watch. Just a reminder, folks, that when you see this icon here, the telescope, it just means that it's a bit further out. Those are from the roadmap. You have to take the details with a pinch of salt, and definitely take the data with a big pinch of salt. Maybe February, I'll tell you more about that nearer time. Okay, moving quickly on to Outlook. So the ability to choose how many days of email you sync on your iOS and Android devices. So if we have a look here, see that we've gone into the settings, clicked on account, clicked on the particular account that you want to do the settings for, and we've got sync settings there. Let's have a closer look. So there you go, you can now set in there, you can change all the settings that you want. It's on both iOS and Android, and folks, that should be with us mid-January to mid-February this year. Let's see what we've got next. A few quick ones for Outlook. So Outlook for iOS, high and low importance, just the ability to put those settings on your emails when you're sending. The ability to watch your stream recordings inside New Outlook for Windows and web. So you might be used to this in Microsoft Teams, where somebody has pasted a link to a stream video, and rather than having to click and then you move on and then you look at it in another window, you then see it, you instead see it inside Microsoft Teams, and it's going to be the same. So someone's shared a link to a stream video, and you can watch it inside Outlook rather than having to click out. Due mid-January to mid-April, quite a big gap, isn't there? But I think that's another one of those things that will save you, I don't know, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So this I like the idea of saving a percent here, a couple of percent there, time-wise, and these are little efficiencies, and they build up, don't they? And as your team get better at using 365 and all these little changes come in, we just save 0.5% here, 1% there, but they build up over the year across your team. Okay, so a couple to watch. Coaching by Copilot in Classic Outlook for Windows, and drafts by Copilot. So two things that's going to help with your emails: creating drafts for a start, but then also the coaching, creating better responses, and just having better content. So I'd say these are fairly closely related, and they're both due in February next year. Okay, so moving on to Planner. So you might recognise this slide from last month. I'm not going to go through all the details again for the new Planner and the changes that are coming to Planner. If you want to go and read them, go and have a look at the blog, the December's blog, and then you can jump to the full story. But two things that are on hold. So the current tasks by Planner and to-do app is to be renamed Planner. That is on hold for now. And also projects for the web, project Teams tab, and project Power App, or to be renamed Planner in brackets project. That's been put on hold as well. So if you saw those name changes, they've been put on hold. Some exciting things to look forward to next year, though. The new app coming to Teams. Actually, I said I wasn't going to go through it all, didn't I? Go and read that if you're interested. And we've got a quick one for SharePoint, new accessibility labels for SharePoint tables. So I apologize for the screenshot here. So Microsoft kindly provide screenshots in the admin center, but just sometimes the quality isn't great on them, but I'm still grateful that they do. But I'm just apologizing, that's the best one I've got at the moment. Anyway, the ability to specify row and column layouts. Look at this, it's just a really nice interface now, but here's the bit I want to focus on. The ability to provide alternate text labels for screen readers. So you can see here on the screen, I can tell a screen reader what's in that actual cell. Okay, so I think that's good. Right click on a cell to access this this functionality, but I can also do this at the table level. So you can see here I'm saying what the whole table itself is for. So I think that's an important change, and I think will be welcomed by a lot of people. Due early to late January 2024. Okay, so Microsoft Stream. So just make it a little bit easier in Stream, just to move in and out of edit and view mode. You can see we've got on the screen here, we've got this edit button. So if I just zoom in, just so you can see what I'm talking about, it's just here. So if I click on that, you can see the controls have all appeared. So all my video settings in here. If I want to, I can go back and preview it if I want to. It's designed to prevent accidental edits to your video metadata. Predictably, the default mode will be view, and that, folks, should be here sometime in January this year. Moving on to Teams, we have got immersive spaces in Teams meetings are ready for general availability. So I talked about these ages ago. So these are virtual spaces you can go to. Now, you've heard me talk about avatars in the past, and I think I like them. A lot of people don't. I like them because it means that you can express yourself better on camera without showing your face. It might be that you're shy. It might be that you're just not comfortable. Whatever reason you don't want to go on camera. It might be for security reasons, depending on the job that you do. But you still want to express yourself. A lot of organisations don't like them, but that's how it is. Let's assuming that you are using those avatars. Got this setting here, let's zoom in so we can turn on our immersive space, and now we can all interact in this type of environment. Maybe you've got a team of virtual away day and you can have these different things set up, excuse me, these different rooms. I really like them, although I think the phone police in a lot of people's organisations won't turn them on, but we'll see. So what else have we got here? You can use it just with your PC or your MetaQuest VR headset device. I can't see anyone in the workplace putting a headset on for this, but I do like the idea of us sitting around and doing this. But general availability, assuming your organisation's phone police haven't turned it off, it should be by the end of January. Okay, so something you will see, these new audio and video options in Teams meetings. So they're trying to just make it a little bit easier to get to your key settings for your camera and your mic without having to go into settings. So you can see here that just this drop down next to mic, I've got all my key or my main options inside here. Videos is the same, so the camera is the same. So click drop down, and the main things that you would use to quickly make changes to your video and your microphone are there. But you can see here that both of these drop downs have got the more setting options. You can go in there and you can do that if you want to. And also, if you want to, you can go into the more option at the top here and here, and you go the long way if you want to. But the options come in. But you know what's going to happen, folks? It's going to start getting more and more cluttered at the top, isn't it? And then there's going to be a new update where it gets simplified, it gets rationalised down, and there's hardly any buttons at the top. And then people say, I can't find the settings for this, and they create a new button for it, and it starts again. But for now, I think that's a nice change, and that should be with us by the end of January. Okay, this looks great. The ability to archive Teams channels. So you've done a piece of work or a project and you want to archive that channel up. You want to keep it and refer back to it, but you want it to be locked in time. So the owners can archive these channels. So this is, I don't have a live screenshot, so I'm just guessing that the archive is going to be down here somewhere. Excuse me. they will not appear in the team list by default, but they can be added. It makes the channel read only, as you'd predict, as you'd expect, but also I'm guessing it does exactly the same for the files behind the scenes. I'm guessing they're read only, but I'm guessing that. I can't imagine it being anything else. You can unarchive it if you want to. You just go in and you just sort of go to manage your team, go to channels and unarchive it. And folks, we should have that by late February. It's already been pushed back once. I know I haven't told you about it before, but it's been pushed back to late February. But it looks great. Okay, another thing that looks great is this customized discovery feed. So you can see here we've got this new option at the top here, Discover. Okay, let's see what we get. So it's going to help surface information that I'm engaged with, channels I'm engaged with, people I'm engaged with. So it's going to tell you why it's showing you this stuff. It's saying that we collaborate, I visit this channel, so it's showing me the highlights from those channels. I can customize my feed bit by bit by just saying, yeah, was this useful, and I can get it to send me more of what I like and less of what I don't. And I just go back, what's going on with my video? There you go. So that's due late January to February. Now let's look at some quick updates from Teams. Folks, this is not a very exciting slide, but there's some good information on here. So I've spoke to you in the past about the ability to forward chats from Microsoft Teams, comments and chats. You get the ability to, if you've got premium, that is, to turn that off, and also to stop you from copying the content from chats as well. So I think that's quite an interesting, useful security feature, especially the ability to stop you from copying it. But premium only, and should be here by late January. So you probably already know that you can go into your activity feed and you can tell your activity feed. You can click on the three little dots and you can do the settings for the channel that sent your activity, but also you're getting these new settings in here, so you can just fine tune what comes into your activity feed. So there you go. We go into our settings and we then just quickly turn off all likes and reactions to stuff. I think this is super important as people get more and more workloads come into Teams. People get into it. People talk to me about the noise. It's just so noisy, and it's just digital overload. So the ability to fine tune what comes into you, I think, is super important. Folks, that should be here by February. Okay, so when the new channel experience came to Teams, we lost the ability to add images to announcements, and they said, well, with the AI backgrounds, which are currently only in America and not for the rest of the world yet, and the AI side of it makes me wonder how whether organisations are going to let it through. Certainly, if you're in a government organisation or an organisation where security is really important, will they even let that functionality through because of the AI side of it? Well, they've kind of acknowledged that. So I saw this in a post, and it talks about the ability to add custom backgrounds will be made available again in early 2024. So I read that even without all that AI stuff, because at the moment the ability to upload it has been moved into Designer, and I don't know how it's going to look. So I think we're going to get the ability to re-add it from what I see. I think enough to say it here. So fingers crossed we do. When I see that or hear more about that, I'll tell you. But that's going to be really welcome. I used it nearly every day, so it's a bit frustrating. I know people that did. So let's look forward to that. Microsoft Teams chat links to open in Edge with the chat displayed alongside the web page. So this is, you send me a link in Teams. Excuse me. You send me a link in Teams. I click it and it opens in Edge, but also our conversation is next to it, so I can look at the thing and comment on it. I think that's going to be great. Push back a little bit, so you should be here by the end of January. What else do we have? Simplified compose experience for Teams. So composing messages. I can't be honest, I'm not sure how much simplifying it needs. I don't know how this is going to look. But whatever it is, it's been pushed back to mid-February to early March. If I get a screenshot, if I see a screenshot, I'll come back to you folks and I'll add that either to one of the blogs or to the next video. But yeah, I don't know really what else to say about that. But whatever it is has been pushed back a little bit. Now, For most of us now, we have in Teams, the Files app has been replaced by OneDrive. But for some of us, it's been pushed back a little bit. If you don't have it yet, it should be by late January in new Teams. This will surface and you'll see the label, the button will be OneDrive, and you'll see the OneDrive experience. In classic Teams, you'll still see the files option, but when you click it, you'll see your full OneDrive. I personally really like that experience. It's a good opportunity to remind yourself and your colleagues what OneDrive is for, and all the new features that have come to OneDrive recently. Look at my blog for that, but that looks like a good update, and it should be completely rolled out by the end of January. Okay, so almost there, folks. Microsoft is retiring Delve in favour of, well, other stuff. So let's see what we've got. So they've made suggestions that when Delve retires, you use Office.com, Profile Cards, Search, Org Explorer if you have it, some OneDrive features. So if that sounds like a lot to get your head around, if you go and read the blog, you can see here that I've kind of broken down all the things that they say are going and what you should use instead. And if you click on the links, you'll see it'll take you to your version of that. So go and read the blog, just go to supersimple365.com, do a search for Delve, and you'll see that page. And that retirement date is the 16th of December 2024. So you're getting plenty of notice. I can't be honest, I don't know why they're doing it. Delve is perfectly good, really useful. Some people get really good use out of it. I don't know, so yeah, sure, you can find the functionality elsewhere, but you get it all in one place with Delve. I don't know. Anyway, maybe something better will come along. Folks, that is it. Remember, if you spotted that abomination that is this month's Clippy, make sure you click on the link in the notes and enter the competition. And you can get regular updates in Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, the podcast, sign up for the blog and the newsletter, and Threads. But folks, we're done. I hope you have had a nice end to 2023, and I look forward to seeing you in 2024. Thank you very much.